What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do the general sneak peek for the sign of Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, you guys are third this week on the zodiac lineup. Hopefully, you guys have been doing well. And remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, so hopefully, you guys have seen the monthly manifestation before getting into your general read. If you haven't, I suggest you pause and maybe go and check that out, especially if you are trying to manifest some goals for the month of May, as this is the month of renewal and bringing some new life into your atmosphere. Okay, and so I am suggesting that during the course of these next few weeks to all the signs. It is very detrimental if you are worried about your energy and wanting to have positive energy. The monthly manifestations are the best way to start off your month. Okay, so with that being said, you know how these go. We're going to pull 5 cards, 2 from the top, 2 from the bottom, and 1 energetically from the middle to see where your energy is this week. Okay, to start off. So 1 directly from the top, 2nd from the top, 1 directly from the bottom, 2nd from the bottom, and then 1 energetically from the middle. Okay. And let's see where your energy is, Aquarius. All right. We have the 9 of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune right in the middle, 6 of Cups, and the 7 of Swords. Okay, so let's see what's going on with you guys. Automatically, it's not a bad spread. We have, like I said, the 9 of Wands starting off. Okay, wounded warrior here. I don't feel like you guys are wounded, Aquarius. It could just be some maybe physically tired or possibly distancing yourself from certain people. With this 9 of Wands, talking about putting a wall up, maybe some blocking going on. I'm feeling this energy of just like maybe you're ignoring calls this week or recently. Like I said, monthly manifestation, you look at the new moon that was on April 30th. Okay, there was one more new moon before going into May, and it's possible that you guys did like I suggested and maybe left some things in April that just were not serving you. Okay, reason why I say that is because we have this Queen of Swords that's right behind the 9 of Wands. So you have said something or made some definitive decisions in regards to people, and just kind of letting people know, like, look, I don't have time for any foolishness. Okay, and it is what it is. If you don't like it, I don't care. That's the type of vibe that I'm feeling. Okay, and so I think it's because of the fact that you've kind of taken all that you can from certain people. And with that being said, that's why we have this Wheel of Fortune in the middle for you, Aquarius, is that some things have to change. Okay, there's some type of cycle that is coming to a close for you. And so you have been reviewing your life as a whole, maybe observing the people around you and how they move or how they normally act around you, and it's kind of gotten played out. And so you are looking for some type of change, and either they have to change or you will change your environment or how you interact with them. I think that is primarily what's been going on, is that you've been changing how you deal with certain people. okay? Reason why I also say that is because we have the Six of Cups here, okay, is the sharing, okay? You have possibly been doing this a lot in the past, okay? And it's not that you have a problem with sharing, you are now realizing who you can share certain things with, okay? And it's possibly when we talk about the Six of Cups showing up here, you see they're passing one cup to another, okay? But cups is talking about emotions, feelings, things of that nature, and possibly you have shared how you felt. Um, there could be some clarification needed, not just in your reading, but just between people in general. As this Seven of Swords is here, people are possibly twisting your words. Okay, with this Seven of Swords, I feel like this is you having to rectify certain things that have been said. Like you could have told one person one thing and then they twisted it and told someone else something. And now it's almost like you have to clean up or put another barrier up towards certain people because Seven of Swords, it can be seen as two ways. It could either be this person is laying down swords or they're cleaning up the swords, okay? One or the other, okay? And sometimes it's hard to determine. It depends on the cards that are around. So I feel as though you have to be careful of who you share or communicate certain things with on how you feel, especially to certain people because you never know the connection that they may have with others, okay? While they're willing to talk to you about someone, you don't know how they're talking about you to that other person, okay? So be kind of mindful about what you share with certain people. Pay attention and observe, okay? It could be a sense of you maybe, how do I want to say? I don't want to say that it's purposeful in a sense of a manipulative type of vibe. I don't think that's what you're trying to do. I think you're trying to pinpoint who you can trust and who you can't. So you tell certain people certain things to see how it's going to play out to try and give them the benefit of the doubt. And of course, they end up proving you right in your suspicions on who it is that's, how do you say, possibly the mole, if you will, okay? So it's almost like you're playing a game of mole. It's trying to figure out who it is. You know specifically what you said and who you said it to, but somehow your words get misconstrued. And it ends up eventually coming out who it was, and it's possibly who you thought it was. And so you have to clean up basically behind this person, or like I said, draw a line, a new defense, okay, against someone. So look at the difference, okay, and before we get ready to clarify, look at the beginning with this Nine of Wands, which is a more physical standpoint of distancing when you're talking about wands. But when we're talking about swords here, it's talking about communication, trust, honesty, things of that nature, okay? And so this is more words, this is more action, okay? You're physically distancing yourself from certain people, cutting off communication completely. With others, you possibly are creating a distance in reference to things that you're actually conversing, what you're, talking about to certain people, what you tell people exactly. But this is physical, okay? So at the beginning of the week, it's more physical distancing. By the end of the week, or whenever you see this, or however it resonates for you, it's going to be distancing in the sense of communication and what you tell people, okay? Where your communication may go from, the all out problems or issues or events, special events and things like that are going on, to just your cordial, hi, how are you, I'm good, take care type vibe, okay? And so your communication with certain people may become very short, okay? Whereas there's another group of people that you are just physically distancing yourself from. Okay, so let's go into the clarifiers here, doing the same. One from the top for the Nine of Wands, second from the top for the Queen of Swords, one from the bottom for the Wheel of Fortune, second from the bottom for the Six of Cups, and then energetically from the middle for the Seven of Swords. Okay, so let's see what we have here for you guys. Wands on Wands. We have the Ten of Wands clarifying the Nine of Wands. Okay, so Aquarius, this is obviously you putting down your burdens of other people. Okay, putting down the burden of just carrying the weight of other people, period. Okay, it's been too burdensome for you. Okay, and I think you have been doing very well as far as reevaluating your life, things that you're trying to do, and moving forward in the month of May of making that change in your environment, whether people like it or not. Okay, and so just remember, like I said, in April having that new moon at the end of the month before going into May, and May is the same way of another new moon at the end of the month on the 30th. You are centering yourself in your life, in your environment, in your energy, on who you want to actually have access to you. Okay, and so now you are putting down those burdens of certain people who you feel have been possibly weighing you down. Thus the reason why you are distancing yourself. Okay, do not feel guilty or feel like you have to be obligated to certain people, as especially if you have the ability to share that obligation with someone else. Okay, don't feel like it's a burden, or if you're feeling like you're making the wrong decision. Okay, you still have this entire month to really figure out what it is that you do not need moving forward into the month of June. Okay, so let's move forward with the Queen of Swords being clarified by the Ten of Hearts here. Okay, Ten of Hearts is talking about Ten of Cups, wish fulfillment. Okay, with the Queen of Swords being here with this Ten of Hearts, I feel as though you, like I said, you are telling people what your goals are in reference to you, what your goals are for you. Okay, you have wish fulfillment, you want a family, you are focused on your family. You cannot be focused on anyone else's family, anyone else's goals, especially if they're not people who are trying to better themselves. Okay, I feel like you may be sharing certain advice or giving suggestions to people to help bring their energy up and help them reach their goals by maybe teaching them what you were able to do for you. Okay, but realize that not everything that worked for you may not work for others. They may also not have the same motivation or determination as you. Okay, so while it is nice to share with other people, I'm not saying that it's wasted information, but you do have to realize that not everybody is or wants to be or move the same way that you do. Okay, but for most of you Aquariuses, I believe it's just been you really speaking to yourself, maybe writing it down and journaling, things of that nature, of what it is that you really want, okay, out of life. And you want this Ten of Hearts. You want to have total and complete fulfillment in your life, okay? And you will achieve it. And if that means people moving out of your way so you can achieve it, that's what has to happen, okay? So with that being said, let's move forward. We have the King of Swords clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Aquarius, this is nice to see, as this can go one of two ways, okay? Having the King of Swords here and the Queen of Swords here with this 10 of Hearts in the middle, okay? You are focused, for a lot of you, it is in reference to some form of family dynamic, a relationship, becoming whole, kind of making up for the past, situations that didn't work out, okay? You are finally somewhere where Wheel of Fortune is talking about there's been a change as far as how maybe your previous relationships went to turning into something better, that you can see a future with a certain person that you're with right now, okay? That's for some of you Aquariuses. For others of you, in a spiritual sense, I feel as though you are balancing your feminine and masculine side, okay? For both the King and Queen of Swords to come out in your reading, okay? You are balanced. You are centered, okay? You are able to really assert yourself both in a feminine way and in a masculine way, whether you be a male or female. This has nothing to do with gender. This has everything to do with spiritual connotation of divine feminine energy and masculine energy, which we all have. You have a nurturing side, you have a caring side, you also have an assertive side, and a productive side of you, one that, as far as your masculine side, is that side, being headstrong, being determined, things of that nature. When it comes down to business, that is the King of Swords, asserting that truthfulness, that assertiveness. That nurturing side on the divine feminine side is being able to be nurturing while not being taken advantage of, okay, is the feminine side of things, okay? You have empathy, you have sympathy, but you do not allow people to take advantage of you, with your masculine side coming in now as well. That is on a spiritual note for some of those Aquariuses that are spiritual, okay? That is the message from the universe, saying that you are now balanced between both sides, okay? Let's move forward, okay? We have the Five of Wands clarifying the Six of Cups. You know what that means, okay? Twofold, okay, for some of you Aquariuses, okay? Twofold in the sense of, one, you may be having some inner conflict on not sharing, okay, with certain people, okay? There may be some integral people in your life that you normally call on a daily basis, and you talk and you share with one another things that are going on, and it may be an inner conflict with you on having to stop sharing with this particular person, because, like I said at the beginning of your reading, you find out that this person is the mole. This is the person who's been, gossiping basically, okay, while you think they are being caring of your feelings, and you feel like they're genuine and they would never do anything to hurt you. In all actuality, they are, okay? And you have some inner conflict about possibly having to distance yourself from them with this Nine of Wands, or create a new line of distance with communication with this person, okay? That's the one. The second possibility for you guys Aquariuses, and this is only possibly for a few, is some people having an issue with you not sharing with them anymore, as far as communication, telling your deepest, secrets and things of that nature, stuff that you're working on, or whatever the case may be, whatever form of communication you've had with people in the past, they are feeling some type of way about, you not sharing with them, okay? If they're upset about it, and not taking the time to possibly rationalize and say, well, maybe she doesn't have anything that she wants to share right now. They live vicariously through you, or they just want to have something to gossip about, okay? Because if you start running into the same mutual friends as these people, friends or family, whatever the case may be, and they know your business and you know you didn't tell them, then you know that it's these particular people or one particular person that's telling all your business, okay? No one else should be knowing anything intimate about you except for this particular person, okay? If you trust them that much, they should be trustworthy enough not to go and spread your business around where other people know who you dating or whatever the case may be, because they've told people through the grapevine they heard this about you or they heard that about you, and you're not even around to defend yourself if you really need to defend yourself. It's not about defending yourself. For some of you, it's not about that. It's just about the fact that it's your business and it should not be shared with other people. It was told to this person in confidence, okay, in a sense of confidentiality, and they took advantage of that, and they took it as especially if they felt like it was juicy information, and decided to tell somebody else about it, okay? So just be mindful, okay? Like I said at the beginning of the reading, it is a possibility that you could have just planted a seed to see what this person would do, and they do end up proving you right, okay? That being said, wow, we have the Queen of Swords coming back yet again to clarify the Seven of Swords, okay? Swords on swords energy. Queen of Swords coming up for a second time in your reading. You're going to end up telling somebody about themselves, okay, Aquarius? That's what I'm feeling with this Seven of Swords. Like I said, you all will either have to do some damage control, or it's not going to be damage control. It's going to be, look, from now on, this is what we're going to be talking about anytime when we have a discussion. We're not talking about my personal life because apparently I can't trust you, okay? And so with this Queen of Swords, you will be very direct in your communication with this person and how far your communication will go in the future, okay? Could be ending communication with that person, period, in order for you to have a peace of mind, okay? So with that being said, let's go into your elemental oracle to see what your advice is, okay? And then we'll wrap up your reading as we are already at 23:06, okay? And I'm just going to do one more. Okay, and let's cut for you guys. Okay, so let's see what your card is. Okay, so Aquarius, your card is number 14, the soul passion, okay? The soul passion. Number 14, equaling out to 5, talking about change, okay? There is a change is coming, okay? Definitely feeling very passionate about how you feel at this time, Aquarius. Maybe about the people in your life, passionate about the changes that you want to make in your life, needing to purge and let go. Like I said, with this inner conflict, it is possibly going to hurt a little bit in reference to either several connections or one particular connection to someone who you really thought you could trust, who just ends up showing you their true colors, okay? And it happens to the best of us. It happens to all of us, okay, where we have to determine and make a decision about a connection that you know, at one point in time we thought was really solid, ends up, changing over the long term. Okay. It could be just based off of your successes. It could be based off of some enviness of this person, and you having a downfall just in one area of your life, seems to, give them a little bit of an ego boost in some sense. Okay. Some people are like that. Can't explain that right now. That's totally different time, and it may pop up later on this week in your energy. We'll have to see. But nonetheless, this is fire energy. Okay. 14 passion, it says here in the book. The soul, what is the spark that lights you up? The divine lives within you. Consider your motivations carefully. Know where your resistance lies. We all have more than one purpose in life, and having a passion makes us feel more alive. Okay? Your word of power is psyche, which is ancient Greek for soul, mind, and spirit. Okay? Like I said before, you are centering yourself this month. Okay? Going into June, you have to center yourself more. Okay, Aquarius, and figuring out what it is that is no longer going to disturb your energy. Okay, what you will continue to deal with and what you won't continue to deal with. As it said here, where your resistance lies. Know where your resistance lies. Okay, and we have resistance at both ends of your reading here. Okay, with this 9 of Wands and this 7 of Swords. Okay, where does your resistance lie? Okay, really get into your soul this month, Aquarius. We have 4 more readings for you this week. Hopefully we will touch on it. As you know, by the end of the week is a tap into the soul. So I'm here with you to ride this energy wave. I hope to see you guys the rest of the week. Until then, peace.